All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Colts in tonight's video. I haven't done this in like 6 months, so I apologize on that, but I really like what they're cooking up. Obviously, the brand new defensive coordinator makes a very big deal, Coach Lou. But Cam Bynum, safety from Minnesota, comes on over to the Colts in free agency. Charvarius Ward, kind of crazy to even utter this sentence, but the Colts next season should have an elite secondary. Danny Dimes was kind of the headliner because of Anthony Richardson, Corey Ballantyne, Khalil Herbert getting a little bit deeper. But anyways, the way I see it, so I'm a Packers fan, so I view Anthony Richardson in a completely different facet. I think the dude is an absolute beast. I was actually able to watch him play live at Florida a couple of years ago, and he's just a super raw player, super raw. But I get it. You have to bring in Danny Dimes, bring in some real competition in the quarterback room, and if AR's not the franchise guy, then you move forward. But that was probably the only move that the Colts made this offseason that it's not that I necessarily don't like it or I hate it. It's just a weird signing. Danny Dimes getting a $14 million one-year contract, but he's not a horrible QB. But once again, hopefully the Colts don't even have to get into that. The way I see the Colts offseason thus far is their roster is way more competitive, top to bottom. They're a more complete team. And, even using last year as an example, the Colts went 8-9. I mean, it's kind of a miracle they went 8-9, and that has nothing to do with the talent on the roster. They were the 24th ranked scoring defense. They were the 26th ranked passing defense. They're the 24th ranked run defense. I mean, all of their 25th in sacks. Like, their defense last season with Gus Bradley was just not it. So you bring in Coach Lou, and honestly, and that was like the big win of the offseason, getting an actual defensive coordinator in town. But we'll kick it off with Cam Bynum. But before we do, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I apologize to my Colts fans. I haven't made a Colts video in like 6 months, so that's on me. But if you guys want more, let me know down below. So Cam Bynum's coming over on a 4-year, $60 million contract, and I absolutely love this. Once again, crazy to even utter the sentence, not to be disrespectful, that the Colts probably will have an elite level secondary next season. Bynum is the definition of a playmaker, and he's going to provide an immediate and huge boost to the Colts defense in general. He's already thrived in a similar scheme under Brian Flores, so Coach Lou is absolutely going to love him. 26 years old, and he's coming off the best year of his NFL career, recorded a career-high 3 interceptions while also allowing a career-low 2 touchdowns in coverage. More fun facts, he held opposing quarterbacks to a 77.6 passer rating, a 61.5% completion rate when targeted, and both of those two metrics were the lowest marks of his career since becoming a starter in 2022. So Cam Bynum's just kind of one of those young rising safeties coming off a phenomenal season, honestly coming off a couple of good seasons, and going to a new scheme that I think it's just a match made in heaven. I think this is perfect, and you're going to get some interceptions. You're going to get some big-time plays. But another kind of underrated facet of Cam Bynum is how funny he is. He appears to be a great locker room guy, just a cool dude, and that he's going to fit perfectly over in Indy. And joining him is going to be Charvarius Ward on a 3-year contract worth up to $60 million. 28 years old, tough story. We'll talk about it in a second. He was a Pro Bowler and second-team All-Pro in 2023. He came over before San Francisco from the Kansas City Chiefs, played a key role in their victory in 2019 to win the Super Bowl, and joined San Francisco in 2022 and then had the breakout season. So he earned Pro Bowl nod, second-team All-Pro honors. He led the league in pass breakups with 23. He had 23 pass breakups. Also had a team leading 5 interceptions, 72 combined tackles, and held quarterbacks to a 64.5 passer rating when targeted. But unfortunately, in October, he lost his 1-year-old daughter, and it was just, I mean, I don't even need to explain it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I don't even want to say anything more about that. So he appeared in 12 games, but He didn't want to stay in California. He made that very clear, just too hard on him, needed a change of scenery, and he lands in Indy. He earned a career low 58.2 PFF coverage grade last year, but has ranked inside the top 15 at that position in 2022 and 2023. He's 6'1", and in 2024, in his down season, 7 pass breakups and 54 tackles. But in his career, he has 10 total interceptions. One of them he took to the house, along with 3 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery. So elite level secondary. And even while we're at it, I'll talk about my Packer, Corey Ballantyne. This was a former 6th round pick in 2019 from the New York Giants, and he's only started in 11 of 69 games in 6 years in the NFL. He's totaled just 9 passes defended and 1 interception, but his presence is mainly as a gunner and special teams. He appeared in 15 games and played over 50% of Green Bay's special team snaps in 2024. He also has some experience as a kickoff returner, but he hasn't done that multiple times in a season since 2021. So this is more of a depth piece, obviously, and very good on special teams. But he also had a good season 2 years ago when his name got called, where he got a bunch of those starts. And I just think it's a good player in Coach Lou's defense. Moving back to the offense, man. I don't even want to rant on Anthony Richardson because I could do that in a whole 10-minute video, but you have to give him another year. The way I viewed Anthony's season last year was kind of his rookie year, because obviously he played, wasn't it like only 3 complete games? And then he got injured in the 4th game in his rookie season. I viewed his rookie year as last year, but obviously he got benched, ended the season on the injury report. To me, and I know he threw a bunch of interceptions, man. He's a super raw QB, and unfortunately, this is going to be year 3, so it's just time to get it going, and that's why they brought in Danny Dimes on a 1-year, $14 million contract. And if you're wondering if there's actually going to be competition, that $14 million signals that that's a real opportunity to compete for a starting job in training camp this upcoming summer. If there was like this quote, I mean, if he can't stop Daniel Jones from taking his job, then obviously he's not the franchise guy. Jones isn't the craziest high-end quarterback option in free agency, but he has earned a 70.0 plus PFF grade in each of his last 4 seasons when he played at least 350 snaps. And they made the playoffs a couple of years ago. They took down the Minnesota Vikings, and he's got starting experience. But once again, it's not like a question like, oh, I wonder why they made a move for Daniel Jones. It's just more of like, I hope it doesn't come to that. And if it doesn't come to that, then it's kind of a weird signing for that much money. But competition's competition, and hopefully it turns Anthony Richardson into what we know he can become. And then finally, you have Khalil Herbert, and I like this. He's a former Bear. He got traded to Cincy when Zach Moss suffered an injury last year for Cincy, but Khalil Herbert's going to back up JT, and the good news is he's got plenty of starting experience. He was very good. His best season came in 2023, started 9 to 12 games, ran for over 600 yards, 4.6 yards per carry. He also can catch the football. Great backup for Jonathan Taylor. Folks, that's it for today. We're going to get into some draft talk, but we'll save that for our next Colts video. Let me know if you want that, but as always, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Give me your grade on the Colts free agency thus far, and we will see you soon. Peace.